Hey everybody, Brother Speak here, back with another video. Man, MOT said it best, that the chance for black unity is dead on arrival. It's just not going to happen. We got too many people trying to be right, and not enough people trying to listen. And then when people talk about their experience, people have a closed eye, a closed ear. They don't want to hear it. No one cares. You know, people in the black manosphere don't want to hear about the issues with why black women are where they are. You know, and there is some validity to what a lot of the B1s and the pro-blacks are saying. Why black women are the way they are. But what the B1 people fail to realize, that that same white supremacy is affecting the women, it's affecting the guys as well. We tried to make it seem like a lot of these guys from the black manosphere didn't grow up in the same neighborhoods as some of the B1 people. And that's not true. In many cases, they grew up in the same neighborhood. They dealt with the same problems as you did. Now, they just decided to run away from it and shit on you out the door. Or that the community itself shitting on them, treating them like garbage, and they got rejected. So when we talk about this unity, we try to discard people's experiences as, oh, that happens to everybody. Oh, it's not as bad as they make it out to be. And really, in many cases, it's probably as bad as they make it out to be. Because let's just look at it realistically. Some of the loudest people probably had the worst of the experiences. And because, in particularly black men, they don't have an agency. They don't have people within the community that they can talk to get some healing. And because they don't have a place where they can heal, where they can not only vent, but actually get some therapy, all they left is YouTube. And for better or worse, that's what they got. O'Shea said it best. The reason why he does these rumbles is because this is in only place where
Make a right turn on Hazard Street.
You know, this is the only place where these guys get to vent their frustrations and their anger and their bitterness. Now, I can agree with some of the people on the B1 side. They do it too much. Sometimes they're not as intelligent as they should be in expressing it. Some of them just downright stupid. Some of them are so belligerent that it's just like, why the hell are you on YouTube? Why people follow you? And then, like they say, well, you know, it's trauma bonding. They're focusing on that trauma, but they're not focused on healing it. And because they're not focused on trying to heal it, they're just focusing on venting. Then add to the fact that because these guys are finding people that can also vent with them, it causes a problem. They never get to the healing part. You know, example of this, C Boogie. Now, C Boogie, when he first came on, when I first listened, he was talking about black women, how terrible black women are, how the mothers treat their sons, how the women in his family were treating them bad. But then came a turn. And one of the turns is that these guys were talking about these single mothers, but you got guys who got baby mamas, and they got baby mamas everywhere. And it's like, and C Boogie was like, whoa, wait a second. That's hypocrisy. How you gonna talk about these single mothers, but you ain't gonna talk about these dudes who have baby mamas everywhere? And then when he started talking about self-improvement, that the guys need to stop focusing on the women and self-improve, he broke a lot of dudes' hearts. He broke a lot of dudes' hearts, and particularly Obsidian. You know, and he still got people going at his ass to this day about that. Because a lot of these guys are not trying to heal. They just want somebody to vent with and bond in their hatred. And when you listen to them, you can tell they haven't recovered. You can tell they still hold that grudge against those black women. So when you have that going on, how are you going to have this unity? It's not going to happen. Hold on a minute. Johanna?
Yes.
All right. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? You said it right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You have a good one. I'll be making that mistake. Oh, sorry, I'm from myself. So, like I said, when you have a lot of guys who have the same self-hatred, and they have a hatred of black women and their community, because there's a lot of dudes that they hate also. A lot of the dudes they were picked on, a lot of the dudes that the women chose, they hating on them as well. So when you have that going on, how you gonna build with that type of person? I said it to Sub-Zero in the comment section. I said, how are you going to expect these type of guys who have this anger, hatred, and bitterness towards the community, you gonna have them come around and build the community? You gotta solve that problem. And that's the same with some of these females. A lot of these females have that hatred, bitterness towards black men. How that gonna work? And what makes it worse is because they have a baby. The laws are in place where they get to keep the child. So you have a person who's doing a lot of damage in the minds of a child. And a lot of dudes who don't have the financial means to fight the court to get their child, it's a recipe for disaster. And these are the people you want to build with. If you're not addressing their experiences that were negative, and in many cases you belittle it, you just tell them to suck it up, or the good ones shut up and build. Yeah, they gonna shut up and build. They gonna build for someone else. You tell the women, just shut up and submit. Oh, they go to submit, all right, for somebody else. That's just what it is. So if we're going to have this unity that MLK talked about, that Malcolm X wanted, that a lot of black leaders wanted, we have to deal with the internal hurts and pains that we have for each other. We can't mock it. We cannot ridicule it. We have to deal with it and help them get through it. Can't just ignore it. Just can't tell dudes, you just have to accept it. Because somebody said it best. A person cannot make another person happy. That's not possible. Happiness is an internal thing. You only get that for your own. Nobody can give that to you. And the more that we think that this unity will help that, you're just going to have people further apart. There's going to be the separation. As a matter of fact, it is a separation. I'm proposing that we make it go even wider. Because the ones that don't refuse to heal, refuse to accept the other side, maybe they need to go build somewhere else. The B1s, the pro-blacks, build here. The educated, the thinking black men, build over here. The ones in the middle, you pick a side, whichever side you roll with. Because the way we're going trying to force this unity, it's not going to work. We're just dividing each other more. And the more you divide, the more we're going to have more clashes to the point where it's just going to divide itself anyway. And no matter shaming on either side, it's going to bring people together. It's going to even make them fall further apart. And you're just going to have broken people in their own groups. Maybe they build, maybe they not. But I will say this, I know how the story ends. I know how the story ends if you still in that hatred and bitterness and disdain. I know how the story ends. You either alone with a bunch of cats, you're alone by yourself, you die by yourself, people just plop you in a grave. That's how the story ends. We have to solve the hatred and bitterness and disdain that we have for each other as people before we can try any attempt at unity. That's that. Y'all have a good day.